Hello, and welcome to Super English Talks. This is the place where you can work on your English and also learn something useful for your life. I'm so happy you are here today. Maybe you're sitting at home, maybe you're on the bus, maybe you're walking outside. Wherever you are, thank you for choosing to spend this time with me. Here in this space, we focus on two things at the same time: improving your English listening and speaking skills. Learning ideas that can help you grow, learn, and enjoy life more. Today, our topic is creativity. We're going to talk about what creativity is, why it's important, what can stop us from being creative, and how you can become more creative in your everyday life. A lot of people believe creativity is only for special people, artists, musicians, or writers. They think creativity is about painting beautiful pictures, playing music, or writing books. But I'm here to tell you, creativity is for everyone. You don't need to be a painter, singer, or writer to be creative. Creativity is inside every person, including you. You just need to know how to find it, how to grow it, and how to use it. Why is creativity important? Creativity is not just about making art. It's about thinking in new ways. It's about finding better solutions when you have a problem. It's about making things more fun, more interesting, and sometimes even easier. Creativity can help you at school, at work, and in your personal life. It can help you handle difficult situations, come up with fresh ideas, and make everyday tasks more enjoyable. Creativity can also make you feel happier. When you use your creativity, you are expressing yourself. You're showing your ideas, your feelings, and your unique way of seeing the world. This can give you more confidence, help you connect with other people, and make life more exciting. Here's what we will do in this episode. First, we will understand what creativity really is. Then, we will talk about why it matters and how it can make your life better. We'll look at the common things that block creativity. Sometimes we stop ourselves without even noticing. After that, I will give you easy tips you can use every day to grow your creativity, even if you are very busy. I will share some fun and simple creative exercises you can try at home. Finally, we will have a short speaking practice where you repeat some key sentences after me to improve your English speaking skills. So, what is creativity? Many people think it's only about art, music, or writing. But creativity is much bigger than that. Creativity means using your imagination to make something new, try something different, or find a new way to do something. It could be something big, like inventing a new product, writing a story, or starting a new business. But it could also be something small, like changing the way you cook your breakfast, organizing your desk in a new way, or thinking of a fun game to play with friends. Creativity happens when you let your mind explore and play. When you don't worry too much about whether an idea is perfect or correct. Sometimes, the best ideas come when you allow yourself to try something without fear of making mistakes. In this episode, we are going to unlock your creative power together. By the end, you'll have new tools, new exercises, and a new way of looking at the world, one that will help you see fresh possibilities every day. It's not about being the best or the most talented. Creativity is about enjoying the process, making, trying, and thinking in new ways. Think about your everyday life. You use creativity more often than you realize. For example, imagine it's raining and your umbrella breaks. You don't just stand there and give up. You look for a solution. Maybe you grab a plastic bag to cover your head. Maybe you walk close to a friend and share their umbrella. That is creativity. Finding a new way to handle a problem. Another example is cooking. Sometimes you open the fridge and see only a few ingredients. Maybe you don't have everything you need for the recipe, but you mix what you have in a new way and end up making a tasty meal. That's creativity too. Even choosing clothes in the morning can be creative. You might try a new combination of colors, patterns, or accessories. Or when you decorate your room, you use your sense of style and imagination to make the space feel right for you. And creativity is not just for home. It's useful at school and work too. When you write an essay, you decide how to organize your ideas, choose your words, and explain your point. That's creative thinking. At work, you might find a faster way to do a task or think of a new way to help a customer. That's creativity in action. You see, creativity is not something only artists and musicians have. It's something everyone has, including you. Many people think, I'm not creative because I can't paint or sing. But that's not true. Creativity is part of being human. It's a skill you can grow by practicing. Here's something important to remember. Creativity is not about being perfect. A lot of people stop themselves because they're afraid of making mistakes or looking silly. But mistakes are part of the creative process. In fact, many great ideas come from trying something, failing, and then learning from it. If you want to be more creative, give yourself permission to play. Give yourself permission to fail. Creativity also isn't only for big moments or big projects. You can practice it in small ways every single day. When you change your routine, try a new food, listen to music you've never heard before, or talk to someone with a different opinion, you're opening your mind and giving creativity space to grow. Sometimes creativity is simply combining old ideas in a new way. You don't always need to invent something completely new. Think about smartphones. They are the result of putting two things together, a phone and a camera. Now we use them every day, and it feels normal, but at one time it was a fresh, creative idea. The key is to stay curious. Creativity doesn't appear like magic. It comes from playing with small ideas every day, asking questions like, what if I did this differently? Or how could I make this better? The more you ask, the more active your creative mind becomes. So remember, creativity is everywhere, in your home, in your school, in your work, and inside your own thoughts. You don't need to wait until you become an artist or a musician. You can start being creative today, right where you are, using what you already have. I want you to remember this. You are already creative. You don't need to wait for someone to give you permission or to get a special certificate that says, you're creative. You already are. The creativity is inside you right now. You just need to notice it, believe in it, and practice it. And the more you practice, the stronger it will become, like a muscle you use and train. Together, we're going to make your creativity even stronger. Who is creative? Now, let's talk about something important. Who is a creative person? A lot of people think that creativity only belongs to certain people, artists, musicians, writers, inventors. They imagine a creative person as someone painting a big, beautiful picture or writing a famous book. But here's the truth. A creative person can be anyone. In simple words, a creative person is someone who thinks in new ways, finds fresh ideas, and solves problems in smart or different ways. And guess what? That means you can be creative too. A creative mind is a mind that is curious, asks questions, plays with ideas, and looks for new ways to solve problems. It's not only about painting or writing songs. It's about the way you see the world and the way you handle everyday situations. Let's look at some everyday examples. In a shop or market, imagine you work there and you notice that customers often can't find a certain product. Instead of ignoring the problem, you decide to move the product to a better spot or make a small sign to help people find it faster. That's creative thinking. You saw a problem and came up with a smart new solution. As a student, maybe you need to give a school presentation. You could simply read from your paper, but instead, you choose to add a picture, a funny example, or a short story to make your talk more interesting. That's creativity. You're using ideas to make something better. Of course, some jobs are famous for creativity. Designers, for example, think of new products, a new type of chair that's more comfortable, or clothes that people will love to wear. But creativity isn't just for designers. Chefs create new dishes. Teachers find fun ways to explain lessons. Parents make up games to teach and entertain their kids. And creativity is not limited to art, music, or food. Engineers use creativity to design safer bridges and better machines. Doctors use creativity to find new treatments and ways to help patients heal faster. You can even be creative at home. Finding a faster way to clean your room. Organizing your clothes in a way that makes it easier to find what you need. Thinking of a fun game to play with your family. So when we talk about a creative person, we're really talking about someone who is curious, asks questions, plays with ideas, and looks for better ways to do things. That's all it takes. And the most important thing to remember is this: everyone can be creative. You don't need to wait until you're a famous artist or a well-known inventor. You are already creative in your own way, right now in the life you are living today. What stops us from being creative? Now that we know creativity is for everyone, you might be wondering, if we all have it, why don't we always feel creative? The truth is, there are things that can block or slow down our creativity. Sometimes these blocks come from the outside, like from other people or from our environment. Other times, they come from inside our own mind. 1. Fear of mistakes. One of the biggest creativity killers is fear. Many people don't try new ideas because they're afraid of failing, making mistakes, or looking silly. They think, what if my idea doesn't work? Or what if people laugh at me? But here's the thing, mistakes are part of the creative process. Almost every great idea in history started with a lot of failed attempts. If you never try, you'll never know what you could create. 2. Wanting to be perfect. Another block is perfectionism, the need to make everything perfect before you even start. Perfectionism can stop you from taking the first step because you're waiting for the perfect time, the perfect idea, or the perfect skill level. But perfection is impossible. Creativity grows when you start with what you have, learn as you go, and let your work improve over time. 3. Comparing yourself to others. Sometimes we stop ourselves because we look at what other people are doing and think, I could never be that good. We see artists, musicians, or creators online and feel like our ideas are too small. But creativity is not a competition. It's not about being better than someone else. It's about expressing your own unique ideas in your own way. 4. Negative voices. The negative voices in our heads can be powerful. They say things like, you're not talented, or you're wasting your time. Sometimes these voices come from past experiences. Maybe a teacher, friend, or family member told you your idea was bad. But just because someone said it doesn't mean it's true. You are allowed to try again, to explore, and to learn. 5. Staying in the same routine. If you do the same things every day in the same way with the same people, your creativity can start to feel stuck. Creativity needs new experiences to grow. When you only stay in your comfort zone, your brain doesn't get fresh ideas. 6. Lack of time or energy. Many people say, I don't have time to be creative. And yes, life can be busy. But creativity doesn't always need hours of free time. Sometimes, just a few minutes of trying something different, drawing a quick sketch, writing a short paragraph, cooking something new can help you stay creative. The good news? Every single one of these blocks can be overcome. Fear can be replaced with curiosity. Perfectionism can be replaced with action. Comparing yourself can be replaced with appreciating your own style. Negative voices can be replaced with encouraging ones. And routines can be shaken up with small, simple changes. Remember, creativity is like a plant. If you give it sunlight, water, and care, it will grow. But if you keep it in the dark, it will shrink. Your job is to create an environment inside and outside yourself where your creativity can thrive. How to boost your creativity. Now that we've talked about the things that can block creativity, let's focus on the good part, how to make your creativity stronger. Think of creativity like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. If you never use it, it becomes weaker. So the secret is simple. Give your creativity a workout every day. 1. Try something new every day. You don't need to do something big. Small changes can wake up your creative mind. Take a different route to work or school. Try cooking a dish you've never made before. Listen to a style of music you don't usually listen to. These new experiences give your brain fresh ideas and new connections. 2. Ask more questions. A creative person is curious. Instead of just accepting things the way they are, ask why, or what if, or how can I make this better? These questions push your brain to explore possibilities you haven't thought about before. 3. Allow yourself to make mistakes. Don't wait until you're ready or perfect before you try something new. Start now. If it doesn't work, you can always adjust. Mistakes are not the end. They are part of the process that leads to better ideas. 4. Play with ideas. Creativity grows when you give yourself time to play, explore, and imagine. You can doodle, write a short story, make up a game, or brainstorm new solutions for a problem. The goal is not to create something perfect. The goal is to explore what's possible. 5. Surround yourself with inspiration. Spend time with people who inspire you. Read books that make you think. Watch videos or visit places that spark your imagination. When you surround yourself with creative energy, it's easier for your own ideas to grow. 6. Keep a creativity journal. Have a small notebook or use your phone to write down ideas, questions, or interesting things you notice. Even if they seem random or small, write them down. You never know when one small note might lead to a big idea later. 7. Combine old ideas in new ways. You don't always need to start from zero. Some of the best inventions came from mixing two existing ideas. Like a phone and a camera became the smartphone. Look at the things you already know or have and ask, how could I combine them to make something new? 8. Take breaks and rest your mind. Sometimes, the best ideas come when you're not even thinking about the problem. Take a walk, listen to music, or relax for a few minutes. Resting your mind gives space for creative thoughts to appear naturally. The main point is this. Creativity is not something you wait for, it's something you practice. If you keep trying new things, asking questions, and giving yourself time to imagine, your creativity will grow. In the next part of this episode, we'll go even further. I'll share simple creative exercises you can do at home to keep your creative mind active every single day. Creative exercises you can do at home. Now that you know how to boost your creativity, let's make it practical. I'm going to give you some simple and fun exercises you can do at home. These don't require a lot of time, money, or special tools. You can start them today. The goal is to keep your creative mind active and ready. 1. The 10 ideas game. Every day, write down 10 ideas. They can be about anything: new recipes, ways to improve your room, ideas for gifts, ways to make school or work better. Don't worry if some ideas seem silly or impossible. The point is to train your brain to think freely and quickly. 2. Change your point of view. Pick an everyday object, like a cup, a pen, or a chair. Then try to think of 5 new uses for it. For example, a cup can be a flower pot, a pen holder, or even a mini drum for fun. This exercise teaches your brain to look at familiar things in fresh ways. 3. Story chain. Start with one sentence, like "It was raining when I found the mysterious box." Then, add another sentence to continue the story. Keep going until you have 5 to 10 sentences. You can do this alone or with friends or family, passing the story around so each person adds a sentence. This builds imagination and quick thinking. 4. Mix and match. Choose 2 random words from a book, a magazine, or even your kitchen labels. For example, banana and robot. Now try to invent something that combines them. Maybe it's a robot that peels bananas or a banana-shaped robot toy. This helps your mind connect unrelated ideas. 5. Change your routine. One of the easiest ways to spark creativity is to break your routine in small ways. Brush your teeth with your non-dominant hand. Take a different route for your walk. Rearrange your desk. These small changes make your brain work in new ways. 6. Visual inspiration. Pick a random picture from a magazine or online. Spend 2 minutes writing everything you notice about it. Colors, shapes, feelings, details. Then, write a short story or idea inspired by that picture. This builds observation skills and imagination. 7. 5-minute doodle. Grab a paper and pen, set a timer for 5 minutes, and draw whatever comes to your mind. No planning, no erasing. It can be shapes, patterns, characters, or even nonsense. The goal is to let go of control and allow ideas to flow. 8. Solve a daily problem differently. Pick one small problem from your day. Maybe the way you store your keys, the way you remember tasks, or the way you cook lunch. And think of 3 new ways to solve it. Even if the ideas are funny or strange, this practice keeps your problem-solving skills fresh. The best part about these exercises is that you can mix them, adapt them, and make them your own. If you try even one of these every day, your creative muscle will grow stronger without you even realizing it. And over time, you'll start to see more opportunities, more solutions, and more exciting ways to live your daily life. You might be wondering, why do I even need creativity if I'm not making art? The truth is, creativity is not just about drawing, painting, or writing songs. Creativity is about thinking in new ways, finding solutions, and making life better, easier, and more joyful. Creativity at work and school. No matter what you do for a living or what subject you study, creativity is a powerful tool. It helps you solve problems faster and find solutions that others may not see. Imagine this. You're at work and your team is facing a big challenge, a tight deadline, a sudden change, or something that simply isn't working. If you can think creatively, you can come up with fresh ideas to fix the problem. Maybe you discover a quicker way to complete the task. Maybe you suggest an approach nobody else thought of. That makes you a valuable and trusted person on your team. At school, creativity helps you learn better. When you're working on a project, writing an essay, or studying something difficult, creative thinking helps you organize your ideas, make your work more interesting, and truly understand the subject. Maybe you turn a boring fact into a fun diagram. Maybe you use a story to remember complex information. This makes learning easier, more enjoyable, and even exciting. Creativity in your personal life. Creativity doesn't stop when you leave work or school. In everyday life, It helps you handle challenges in smart and flexible ways. Want to save money? You might think creatively about cooking affordable but delicious meals or planning fun activities without spending much. Want to surprise someone you love? Creativity helps you plan unique gifts or unforgettable moments that really touch their heart. But creativity isn't just useful, it's fun. It invites play, imagination, and adventure into your days. You might try a new hobby like cooking, photography, or gardening. You might explore a new place or even meet new people. These experiences make your life richer, more colorful, and more full of surprises. Creativity helps you grow. One of the most powerful things about creativity is that it helps you grow as a person. When you try new things and explore fresh ideas, you learn more about yourself, what you enjoy, what skills you have, and what you can improve. Creativity pushes you out of your comfort zone. It teaches you not to fear mistakes, but to see them as part of the learning process. And when you see one of your creative ideas work, you feel proud. You gain confidence. You start believing in yourself more. You become someone who can adapt to change, face challenges head-on, and bring fresh energy into any situation. That's not just creativity, that's personal power. The bottom line: creativity is not just for creative people. It's for everyone. It helps you solve problems, enjoy life more, and continue growing no matter your age or background. It's one of the most valuable tools you already have inside you. And here's the best part: you don't need to buy it, borrow it, or wait for it. It's already part of you. Common blocks to creativity. What stops us? Before we move on, remember this: creativity lives inside all of us. It's inside you right now, and like a muscle, it can grow stronger the more you use it. But even though we all have this inner spark, many people feel like they can't reach it. They might think, "I'm just not a creative person," or "I don't have any good ideas." The truth is, they're not lacking creativity, they're just facing certain blocks that make it harder to use. And here's the good news: these blocks are completely normal, and they can be overcome. Let's explore some of the most common ones. 1. Fear of making mistakes. This is one of the biggest creativity killers. Many people are scared of doing something wrong or looking foolish. They think, "What if my idea fails? What if people laugh at me?" That fear can freeze you in place before you even start. But here's the truth: creativity always comes with some risk. You have to be willing to make mistakes and learn from them. Nobody creates something perfect on the first try. Even great artists, inventors, and writers fail many times before they succeed. If you're afraid of failing, remind yourself, mistakes are not a sign you're bad at creativity. They're proof you're doing the real work. 2. Negative self-talk. This is when your own mind becomes your biggest critic. You might tell yourself, "I'm not good enough," or "I can't do this." Maybe you compare yourself to others and decide your ideas don't measure up. But here's the problem: negative thinking shuts creativity down before it can even get started. Creativity is not about being the best or being perfect. It's about exploring, experimenting, and enjoying the process. Your ideas are valuable simply because they are yours. 3. Stress and pressure. When your mind is overloaded with stress, it's like trying to grow flowers in dry, cracked soil. There's no space for creativity to bloom. If you're tired, anxious, or under constant pressure, your brain focuses only on survival and efficiency. You end up rushing to finish tasks instead of exploring new ideas. That's why some of your best ideas often appear when you're relaxed, while taking a walk, showering, or even daydreaming. Creativity needs breathing room. If you're always on, It's hard to let your imagination roam. 4. Old habits. Habits can make life easier, but they can also trap you. When you get used to doing things the same way every day, you stop looking for fresh approaches. Maybe at work, you follow the same process without asking if it could be improved. Maybe at home, you never change your routine because it's comfortable. Creativity often hides just outside your comfort zone. Stepping back and questioning your usual way of doing things can unlock entirely new possibilities. 5. The myth that creativity is for special people. One of the biggest lies about creativity is that it belongs only to artists, musicians, or inventors. If you believe this, you might avoid trying new things because you think it's not for you. But creativity is for everyone. It's for teachers, parents, engineers, chefs, anyone who's willing to look at the world in a new way. You don't need permission to be creative. You just need to give yourself a chance. 6. Low confidence. Sometimes we have good ideas, but we hide them. We think, who am I to share this? Or what if people don't like it? Confidence isn't something you either have or don't. It's something you build. The way to build it is to start small. Share one idea. Try one experiment. Take one creative risk. The more you practice, the stronger your creative voice will grow. The good news: if you face fear, negative thinking, stress, old habits, or low confidence, you're not alone. Every creative person, famous or not, faces these same challenges. And once you understand these blocks, you can start gently breaking them down. You'll find that your creativity isn't gone. It's just been waiting for the right conditions to grow. Unlocking your creativity, practical ways to boost it. Now that we've explored what creativity is, why it matters, and what blocks it, it's time to talk about something you can use right away. How to boost your creativity and bring more creative energy into your life. A lot of people think creativity is a gift you're either born with or not. But the truth is, creativity is like a muscle, and muscles grow with use. The more you practice, the stronger it becomes. Here are 5 simple but powerful tips to help you grow your creative mind. 1. Take small breaks. You might think working harder and longer will produce more results. But your brain isn't a machine. It needs rest to perform at its best. When you take a short break, your mind gets the chance to wander, relax, and make new connections. That's why some of the best ideas appear when you're walking, showering, or waking up from a good night's sleep. During your day, give yourself permission to pause. Step outside. Stretch. Listen to a song you love. Breathe deeply for a few minutes. These small moments of rest can refresh your thinking and open the door to creative insights. 2. Try new things. One of the fastest ways to wake up your creativity is to step outside your usual routine. You don't have to make a huge change. Even small shifts can spark fresh ideas. Cook a dish you've never made before. Listen to music from a culture you've never explored. Visit a part of your town you've never seen. Learn a small skill you've always been curious about. New experiences give your brain fresh material, new sights, sounds, tastes, and feelings that help you see the world from a different angle. And that's exactly where creative ideas are born. 3. Keep a creativity journal. This is a simple but surprisingly powerful practice. You don't have to be an amazing writer or artist. Just get a notebook and capture whatever inspires you. Ideas, dreams, doodles, questions, even random thoughts. Write about something interesting you saw today. Sketch a design you imagined. Jot down a solution to a problem you're working on. The important thing is to do it regularly. When you write or draw every day, you train your mind to notice and collect ideas instead of letting them slip away. Over time, You'll be amazed at how many creative sparks you've stored up, and you'll have your own treasure chest of inspiration to return to. 4. Surround yourself with inspiration. Creativity doesn't happen in a vacuum. It needs fuel. You have to feed your mind with things that excite, challenge, and expand it. For some, that might mean exploring art galleries, reading books, or listening to music. For others, it could be hiking in nature, traveling to new places, or having deep conversations with interesting people. Pay attention to what lights you up and bring more of it into your life. Your surroundings matter. Fill them with colors, images, objects, and sounds that make you curious and energized. Tip 5. Be kind to yourself. This might be the most important tip of all. Many people block their own creativity by judging themselves too harshly. They think, "This idea is silly," or "I'm not as talented as others." But creativity needs kindness and patience. You have to allow yourself to make mistakes, try things that don't work, and learn as you go. Creative people aren't perfect, they're just brave enough to explore. When you work on something creative, speak kindly to yourself. Celebrate your effort, not just the final result. Be proud of every step forward, no matter how small. By following these 5 tips, taking breaks, trying new things, keeping a creativity journal, surrounding yourself with inspiration, and being kind to yourself, you can slowly but surely unlock more of your creative power. You don't have to change everything overnight. Start small and enjoy the process. Creativity isn't only about making something new. It's about learning, growing, and seeing the world with fresh eyes. Daily creative exercises. Now that we've covered tips to boost creativity, let's get practical. Here are some small, simple exercises you can fit into your everyday routine. You don't need to be an artist, writer, or musician. These are for anyone who wants to keep their creative mind active and playful. Think of them as quick workouts for your creativity muscle. Exercise 1. Write a short story. Spend 5 to 10 minutes a day writing something small, a funny thing you saw, a dream you had, an imaginary adventure, or even what your pet might be thinking. Don't worry about grammar, spelling, or making it perfect. The goal is to let your imagination flow. Over time, you'll feel more comfortable expressing new ideas. Exercise 2. Draw or sketch something. You can even play with colors if you like. Drawing isn't about making beautiful art. It's about slowing down, noticing details, and letting your creative brain work in a different way. Over time, you'll start to see the world with more curiosity and attention. Exercise 3. Brainstorm 5 new ideas for a daily task. Pick one small task you do every day, like making breakfast, cleaning your room, or planning your schedule, and think of 5 different ways to do it. They don't need to be serious or practical. Silly and funny ideas count too. The goal is to train your brain to look at familiar things from a new angle. Exercise 4. Use your opposite hand. If you're right-handed, try brushing your teeth or writing with your left hand. If you're left-handed, switch to your right. It will feel awkward at first, but that's the point. It forces your brain to work in a new way and build fresh connections. Exercise 5. Change your routine. Make small changes to your day. Take a different route when walking, notice new details around you, or imagine new uses for everyday objects. For example, what else could a spoon be besides a utensil? Maybe a mini plant shovel or a paint tool. These simple, daily exercises, writing, drawing, brainstorming, switching hands, and changing routines, act like workouts for your creativity muscle. The more you do them, the more flexible and inventive your thinking becomes. You're giving your mind permission to explore, imagine, and have fun with ideas. These exercises don't need to take much time, Just 10 to 15 minutes a day can make a big difference. The key is consistency. Like physical exercise, creativity grows stronger when you practice regularly. Don't wait for the perfect mood or perfect moment. Just start. Fit it into your day, whether it's in the morning, during lunch, or before bed. Over time, it will feel natural, and you'll notice creative ideas popping up in all areas of your life. Now, let's take a moment to look back at what we've learned. Creativity isn't just for artists, musicians, or designers. It's something everyone has. You use it when you cook, solve problems, organize your day, or find new ways to approach challenges. Creativity is simply using your imagination to create something new or see things from a different perspective. We also talked about what can block creativity: fear of mistakes, negative thoughts, or stress. These are normal and happen to everyone. The key is to be kind to yourself and keep going. Then, we explored 5 tips to boost creativity. Take small breaks to rest your mind and spark new ideas. Try new things to open your mind to fresh experiences. Keep a creativity journal to capture thoughts and inspirations. Surround yourself with inspiration, books, nature, art, or creative people. Be kind to yourself so creativity can grow without pressure or fear. We also shared simple daily exercises: writing short stories, drawing or sketching, brainstorming 5 new ways to do everyday tasks, using your opposite hand for certain activities, and changing your routine to see the world differently. These habits train your brain to think in fresh, flexible ways. Remember, creativity is a skill you build step by step. You don't need to be perfect, and you don't need to wait. Mistakes are part of the process and help you grow. Trust yourself and your ideas. You have creativity inside you, ready to shine. If you enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe to Super English Talks. Share it with friends who want to boost their creativity and improve their English. I'd love to hear your own creative tips or stories. Your experiences might inspire someone else. Keep practicing, stay positive, and never stop exploring your imagination. Until next time, stay curious, stay creative, and keep coding your English.